This is what I get to drive through. Yay!
I'm Gary, and this is Coasting with Culture. I like to combine theme park visits and riding roller coasters with various cultural experiences around the world. Last time, I went to the incredible Niagara Falls, seeing it from the Canadian side of the Niagara River, then spent a few hours seeing the beluga whales and Dragon Mountain roller coaster of Marineland. Then I stopped at the Paris Fair for the sake of getting one more coaster before departing Ontario. This time, it's the start of a 2-day visit to the Maritimes, beginning with a drive to Prince Edward Island for their 2 smaller amusement parks and their coasters, along with enjoying the unique coastline of the island and a visit to a shopping and dining location inspired by the fictional town of a famous novel. After a late-night arrival into Halifax, I spent the night at an airport hotel so I could easily pick up the rental car to begin exploring the next day. This day focused largely on Prince Edward Island, and the first stop was to Sandspit Cavendish.
So the weather's not looking super amazing for the entirety of the day because there's a tropical storm on its way up this way. The good news is that it looked like in Cavendish here and parts of Prince Edward Island that was going to be relatively clear as far as rain goes until about maybe 1 o'clock with some showers, and then 3 o'clock was when the heavier stuff was going to get here, as opposed to where I was originally intending to go, where it was showing thunderstorms starting around 11 o'clock, which was when one of the 2 parks down that way were going to open. So the benefit to coming here first is that the weather is actually holding out right now. So while the weather is still in good shape, it's time to go ahead and check out Sandspit Cavendish here and see what they've got.
This smaller amusement park offers go-karts, mini golf, and various carnival-style rides as well, similar to other smaller oceanside amusement parks, or those popular summertime destinations where amusement parks aren't the biggest attraction. This particular park, though, is very well maintained and offers that small park charm. It also has a Schwarzkopf Wildcat-style coaster called Cyclone.
You know, I'm a sucker for these Antoine Schwarzkopf Wildcat coasters. They are always a lot of fun. Nice little moments of airtime. Some of them really will give you a good little pop out of the seat, and this one is no different. A little bit harder to get to this one than some of the others that I've been on, but still fun to come and find it nonetheless.
Another highlight of this park was taking a ride on its Ferris Wheel for the sake of getting a different viewpoint for the park and its rides. Visitors to Prince Edward Island could certainly enjoy a few hours of fun at this park.
There is one other stop I have. The rain has started a little bit, so I'm going to go ahead and make my way over there, hopefully beat this storm that's coming in. Then maybe we'll do a little sightseeing before heading back to the Halifax area today.
Not very far from Sandspit Cavendish is the location of another coaster credit found at Shining Waters Family Fun Park. Right away you'll notice a big difference between the parks, as Shining Waters is more spread out and in parts has the feeling of a larger city park. That being said, it does offer a selection of rides along with a waterslide complex to cool down during those warmer summer days. They also have a sort of barnyard where you can say hello to some furry friends. They also have a cute little animatronic singing chicken show that starts with the press of a button.
Come on, boy, put some pepper on that old ball, boy. Come on, right down the alley. Atta boy, strike one, boy, strike one. What do you mean, strike one? Strike one, boy. That all needs glasses. Get out of here. That was a good call, shut up. The next one, here comes the next one. Right down the alley, right down the... Get out of there.
Heading further into the park from the area of the barnyard is Buccaneer Bay, a pirate-themed area that features a few pirate ship play structures and a paddle boat ride. The biggest attraction here, though, is the Buccaneer Bay Bullet, a large custom Tivoli coaster from Zaire that had previously operated in a defunct indoor amusement park in the neighboring province of New Brunswick. At this point, a few good heavy rains had occurred as the tropical storm was getting closer.
As I checked on Facebook during one of my stops here, I noticed that one of the two parks I was going to today in Nova Scotia said that they were closed for the weather. And so I managed to get to both of these parks here in Prince Edward Island ahead of the storm that's coming this way. So good call. Managed to get both of the coasters. It is starting to get a little rainy here though, so I might go ahead and start looking into heading back toward Halifax so that I can go ahead and get checked into my Airbnb and might do a little exploring this evening. I'm going to kind of see how the weather is here for the first little bit as I depart and see if there's a stop I might make on the way out from Prince Edward Island here.
Luckily, there would be a nice gap in the rain for a while, giving me the chance to visit one of Canada's national parks.
So it turns out that much of the eastern side of Prince Edward Island is comprised of Prince Edward Island National Park, and you get to enjoy a lot of the shoreline on the Atlantic Ocean of the island with some beautiful sights. I made it to a place called Ocean View here that's not too far from the Cavendish parks, and there's this beautiful coastline view that you can see up and down the island here. Great spot to just sit back and take it in.
And take it in I would, as they offer not only great spots to view the ocean, but also chairs to sit back and relax while doing so. Further down, there was a boardwalk path you could take for a closer viewing deck, where you can really see what makes this coastline stand out.
So I have to admit, I've never seen anything like this kind of red color of earth that's right along the coastline. You know, I've seen red rock in desert areas like in Las Vegas and in parts of the southeast like in Georgia. And it's so bizarre to see this color at the ocean like this. But then I did a little bit of reading on one of the signs here, and it turns out that this is actually believed to be part of the Appalachian Mountains from millions of years ago. You know, the Appalachian Mountains are some of the oldest mountains in North America, and they extended all the way up through New Brunswick and here into Prince Edward Island. And over the years, as it's been weathered down, you know, they got shorter and shorter compared to some of the other mountain ranges in North America. And now we see a little bit of the resulting of that weathering down here on the coastline. It's really incredible to think that this could very well be part of that Appalachian mountain range, especially because it has that same red color that you would see down in the southeast.
Seeing as how the red rock continued further down, I decided to go further along the coast to see more of it. Down the road, there are several places where you can park and take a walk along the waters. They do urge caution as the edges can be a bit unstable and lead to slides. But it that makes for a really neat contrast.
I still just can't get over how bizarre it is to see this red color here at the side of the ocean. It seems so unnatural to me, but you know, I guess that's just the way it is here at Prince Edward Island. So it's really cool to see that. It's such a beautiful contrast in comparison to the colors I'm used to seeing in oceans. There's something that caught my eye earlier down here, and when I saw there was a pull-off for it, I knew I had to come and see it.
This is a location worth making a stop for, as not only will you continue to see the fascinating contrast of color, but there's also the incredible rock formation further along the coastline, as well as the higher sea cliffs. This definitely called for a closer look. As you come to the portion of the cliff that sits closer to the water, you can really see how the ocean waves have carved and shaped it.
This is so freaking cool to see this cave, see this cliffside, the way that it's been weathered down. Oh man, it's worth it to come and see it. The only downside is now I gotta walk back. So now that I've had a chance to do a little exploring nature here, I think it's about time to go grab some food and then get ready to head back to Halifax.
After spending some time to enjoy the coast, I made a lunch stop at Avonlea Village.
Saw the sign off of the road that said this was the best place to eat in Prince Edward Island. You know what? I'm gonna trust them. Why not?
The village is inspired by the fictional Prince Edward Island town from the novel Anne of Green Gables by Lucy Maud Montgomery. As the story is set in the late 1800s, the various buildings are made to resemble the architecture of that time, and inside you'll find different shops and restaurants. In one house would be my choice for lunch, Moo Moo Barbecue. This restaurant offers some barbecue items, but is best known for their unique grilled cheese sandwiches, using locally made butter and cheese. I decided to try their bacon mac and cheese sandwich. And if you think it sounds good, it certainly was.
I'm telling you what, that bacon, mac and cheese, grilled cheese sandwich, oh, that hit the spot. It was so good. Ooh. Well, at this point, it's probably a good idea to go ahead and start heading back to Halifax because it's probably going to take a little bit longer if the rain gets heavier. I want to make sure I could get to my Airbnb at somewhat of a decent time. And then we might have a little bit of time to do exploring tonight. I'm going to kind of wait and see how the weather goes. This is what I get to drive through. Yay!
Thank you for watching this Coasting with Culture video. If you'd like to see future videos about combining theme park visits and cultural experiences, please consider clicking that subscribe button down below. You'll also find Coasting with Culture on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, plus more content at coastingwithculture.com. Until next time, take care and safe travels.